Okay, guys, here I am, your 48th most popular Mets channel. Welcome in. Hey, I caught myself talking out my ass for a minute there in the last video for the meager few that happened to watch it. While discussing Nolan McLean's dominant performance in Philadelphia, I added that he could still be in the running for the Rookie of the Year award this season. I still stand by that claim, and I'll show you why in a minute. The main problem was that I had no idea who the other favorites were. I mean, the names I recognized, but as far as like a complete list of who was in the running, but now I do, and it's something that Mets fans should definitely be paying attention to in the upcoming months as the season drags on to a merciful close. So, yeah, a little something to look forward to in dismal times. Now, there is no official consensus on this, as it'll ultimately be determined by voting, but I looked at the ESPN odds and came up with this tool to track the race as the season goes on. In addition to McLean, the Mets also have two other players in the top 8, according to ESPN, obviously with Carson Benj and AJ Ewing. So we'll take a look at this chart here. The ESPN odds are from a week ago, but I took them and added some stats for context. There are both hitters and pitchers on this list, obviously, so I had to use their WAR number, wins against replacement. I know some people have an issue with WAR, but in these type of comparisons between hitting and pitching value, I think it's appropriate. We can have a whole other discussion about WAR another time, but we'll stay on topic here. In this case, I used the Fangraphs version of WAR. I think it's a little bit more accurate just by my estimation. So I used the Fangraphs WAR and also weighted on base average for the hitters, and then fielding independent pitching or FIP, along with the number of plate appearances, innings pitched for each. As you can see just by the WAR number, McLean is sitting pretty here and just needs to keep putting up solid outings expected from him. I even saw a few updated odds pages that already have him in third place now. So that last performance shot him up there, and it should. Now, Weatherholt, he's leading according to this. Seen him play a few times, and I'm definitely impressed. When we played the Cardinals, he seems like he'll be a solid player for years to come. A lot of his WAR is a result of really good defense, mostly at second base, which is a relatively defensive position, and WAR gives credit for that. On offense, he's no slouch. Obviously, he has 15 home runs and a 761 OPS. The 339 weighted on base average listed here translate to a weighted runs created value of 115, meaning he is 15% better than average. All solid numbers for Weatherholt. Definitely a good player. And then you can see Sal Stewart. He's right there. Also, he's a bit better on the power numbers and definitely hurt a little by his defensive value, but he's played multiple positions. So those two look like really good players, along with all the others on this list. But I do expect McLean to make a charge here and keep it going through to the end. If we bring up McLean's game log from this season, we see he's made 20 starts. He's given up 2 runs or less in 14 of them. And looking at the individual games, there was a 3-start period where he just looked a bit lost with some of his command, and he gave up more home runs than he typically does. this continued a bit longer, where you could see he was giving up a lot more walks than normal, but not the home runs. So he was probably doing a little bit more to avoid some of the power hitters coming up, and as a result, his walks ticked up just by not feeling confident enough to challenge them, or whatever the exact circumstances were there, but that was the result. And this led all the pundits to question him, wondering if the team's poor play was having a negative impact on him, all that kind of stuff. Then it all came to a conclusion in the game against the Cubs, where he got hit hard even with 9 strikeouts in the game. I mean, I know it's cool. It's not cool to cherry pick stats, but considering that he seems to have regained his form due to his performance in the last 4 starts since that Cubs game against quality opponents as well. I've watched all his starts and can tell this is more what we can expect in terms of results and in his commanding the pitch mix. And to go even further, by taking out the highlighted starts, the numbers are phenomenal. And if he can eliminate some of the real stinkers, I think he'll win this easily. In those 16 starts, the ones not highlighted, covering 91 of his 113 or so innings, he has an ERA of 1.98 compared to 3.34. 3 home runs allowed, which is minuscule, and 108 Ks, which that's in line with the rest of his numbers the whole time, and same with his walks per 9 being similar. And if he can continue to avoid the home run ball while still going after these hitters, throwing strikes as we know he can, I think he's going to win this. Again, I'll be watching all these young Mets and how they progress, but we got a glimpse of McLean last year, and it seems he's come out on the other side of some adversity this season, and it should be better for it in the future. So, hey, come on, Nolan. We know you could do it. Got a couple of months, maybe like 10, 12 more starts to go. Just keep putting up solid numbers, and I think you'll win this award. All right, take it easy, Mets fans. Have a good night.